Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Madsen. Today we're reading Judges 13 through 16, and this is from today's Daily Walk. What is your response when someone wrongs you? We hate that question, don't we? Do you count to 10 before blasting off, or do you go into orbit immediately? Ouch. To help you cultivate a proper response to others, put this verse to work today. A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. That's Proverbs 15:1. Be the one to break anger's destructive cycle in your interactions with others today. Do you struggle with controlling your anger? Many of us do, which is why I wanted to share today's daily walk with some of my own interjections. I used to think people who couldn't control their anger were just made that way. But then I've been a witness to how God, by the grace of God, can really change a person, no matter what he or she is struggling with. But that person has to sincerely want the change and pray for it. Remember, God knows your heart, and through him, all things are possible. So don't give up on someone that maybe has anger issues. Don't give up on yourself if it's you. If you can, just really pray, really talk to God, really be in the Word, and really work on that anger because it can really be destructive. So that being said, what did you think of Samson's story? It's very bizarre, isn't it? I have including 3 different links on the life of Samson, the Nazarite vow, and the source of Samson's strength, which is kind of a fun little game they play to try to figure it out. The lessons we can learn from Samson's life are that if we willingly and repeatedly walk into temptations which lead us to sin, we will suffer the consequences of our disobedience, even though God can still use us to accomplish his will. There are different things between consequences and disobedience and punishment, but we always will have consequences for our decisions, so always keep that in mind. Had you heard the story of Samson and Delilah? There have been lots of movies and songs written about them. I always feel like Samson could not have been very smart to not catch on to what Delilah was going to do. But thanks to the fact that she tormented him with her nagging day after day until he was sick to death of it. That's Judges 16:16. He told her his secret and ended up getting his eyes gouged out and eventually died. Ladies, this does not mean that nagging works, by the way. Just goes to show that even when the Spirit of the Lord is with someone, which we all have access to as Christians now, we are not suddenly full of wisdom or unable to do wrong. It is still a choice. And sometimes it's a choice we have to make daily, maybe even hourly or by the minute. So of course I'm including a link on more from Got Questions on Samson and Delilah. There are many valuable lessons we can glean from the story of Samson and Delilah. Though born with unbelievable potential, Samson forfeit his life because of sin. The lesson for us is that the deeper we allow ourselves to be influenced by the glamour and allurement of sin, the more blind we become. This extraordinary story tells us that Samson was spiritually blind long before his eyes were gouged out. We must accept the reality that sin can seep deep into our lives. We must know that sin has a blinding, numbing impact on us. Otherwise, we find ourselves ensnared by it, just as Samson did. So curious to know what you thought of this story. Maybe you were familiar with it. Maybe it was more new to you after reading every word. Let me know your thoughts on all of the Samson story. Tomorrow is the last day of Judges. Spoiler alert, if some of these readings about violence are hard for you to read, tomorrow might be a good day for you to skip and maybe just put a paper clip around it. I won't say happy reading, I'll just say good luck.